Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and especially you nephew. Now, for today, we got a meme deck. It's been a minute since we've done a meme deck, and this one is about pizza. So if you haven't seen Code Geass, I'm not going to explain it. Go watch Code Geass. So this deck is a red pizza deck. We got 3 games for you today. I I won't spoil them. I won't spoil them. But we're gonna break down this deck list and then hop into the 3 games and then talk a little bit more at the end. But yeah, our zero cost for this deck is this Lelouch Lamp Rouge and this CC, which is a draw one trash one, and this Colin Stafffield, mostly for the active trigger and having something to play on turn one. But the CC and the Lelouch are our raid targets for this deck. So we will be needing to see these a lot. For our next cost will be this 2 cost Millie Ashford. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck and reveal up to 1 red event card among them and add it to your hand, and then place remaining at the bottom of your deck in any order. If you added a card into your hand, place 1 card from your hand to your sideline. So she can search any of these event cards or any of these red event cards in this deck, in this mono red deck. So any of these event cards are good to be searched only by her. Our other searcher in this deck is this Lelouch Lamp Rouge. Look at the top 7, reveal up to 1 pizza affinity card and add it into your hand, and then place the bottom in your deck in any order. So those will only be these 2 events. You see the pizza under the title, delivery pizza and giant pizza. And these cards are they're cards. This one isn't too bad. This one is like whatever. But for delivery pizza, it is draw 1 card and place 1 card from your hand to your sideline, and then switch up to 1 of your AP as active. So it's a free draw 1 trash one. And then this one is 2 cost 1 action point. Choose 1 character on your field, it gains 1000 BP to the end of turn, and then choose 1 of your AP cards, switch it to active. So this is a free buff, and this one is a free draw 1 trash one. Essentially free as long as you have 1 active in the first place. And those are the pizza events for this deck. And the reason why we are running the pizza events in this deck is because red does have a lot of events. I can show yeah, Cupid's Day. This is just a draw card and switch your AP back to active if Lelouch or Shirley's on your field. School festival events, search for 2 Ashford Academy cards, add them to your hand. House of Horror. This one I didn't think was too good. It was choose 1 character 3k BP or less on your opponent's front line and sideline it, and then if your opponent has 4 less life, choose a 5k BP or less. And that seemed like way too much to just get a regular old sideline event. But yeah, and then chess game, which we are running. But the reason why we're running the pizza cards is because of this CC here, which is I don't know why. I was like, as soon as I read this, if you have 1 or more delivery pizza cards in your sideline, this character gains 500. If you have 1 or more giant pizza on your sideline, this character gains another 500, pushing her up to 4k. I don't know why I read this and I'm like, yeah, I gotta make a deck based off this. But yeah, because I never used her in this deck testing. But she's our double energy generator for the deck. I do need more, but we'll get to that when we get to that. For our other, or for our big cost cards, let me go over these as well. For our sideline event, which is just a regular, you can sideline to 3k or less, or yeah, 3k or less, or if you have 3 or more event cards in your sideline at 5k or less. So this is a much easier version than that House of Horrors card. So I put this one in, especially because of all the events that we are playing. This is more than likely always active. And then the President's Orders is our AP restand for the deck. But it's also an event card that you do count for this Lelouch and this CC, which we'll get to in a second. Actually, no. Okay. I'm rereading this card. I think I was cheating. Okay. We'll get to that when we get to that. Actually, no, we are there. So for this 4-cost CC is 4 energy, 2 action points. This character gains all the abilities listed if you have the required number of pizza affinity cards in your sideline. 2 or more, play this character as active. 4 or more, this character has impact, and 6 or more during your turn, this character gains 1000 BP and double attack. And she's already a 4K, so it'll be a 5K double attack if you have that many pizza cards in your sideline. Now, when I was doing the deck testing today, I was misreading that. I thought it was event cards in your sideline, so I'm pretty sure I do cheat a couple times. We'll have to keep a close eye out for this card. We're only running 2 of these because it is a 2 action point. The main boss monster of this deck is this Lelouch, which is, not that good. It says choose a character with 2k or less BP on your opponent's front line and sideline it, and if you have 4 or more event cards in your sideline, choose 4k BP instead. So yeah, it's just extra removal, which is good, but it's not crazy good. And then there's this CC raid, which you may place 2 cards from your hand into your sideline, and if you do, draw 3. And then 1 sideline if you have 3 or more pizza affinity cards in your sideline, add up to 1 character with 3 or less required energy other than CC from your sideline to your hand. So you get a little bit of character recursion with this card if she is sidelined. Now this is not how you're supposed to build a red Geass deck. I already know this, and I can tell through the deck building, but wanted to have a little bit of fun just building out the pizza affinities. So let's hop into the games for today. Here's the first one. These first 2 are going up against somebody testing out the new, I'm forgetting the name of the anime, Roni something, which is another anime that I haven't seen yet. I know it's a classic, but I just haven't seen it yet. And it's coming out soon, so he was doing the testing. So this game takes quite a bit as we both were trying to figure out how to play our decks, because it's also, well, I think this is my is this my first or my second game? I believe this is my second game, because the first game I didn't have enough 0 cost in the deck, and I bricked out. So I was making a mistake here. I kept sidelining the CCs, forgetting that is my raid target in this deck. So I was making a heavy mistake with this. And I also was not figuring out how to play against this deck. This deck is very tricky. So essentially this character here, almost, or all of his cards that I've seen, and I guess it has something to do with anime, that he doesn't kill. So all of his cards state that on his turn, if he wins a battle, instead of sidelining one of my characters, it gets pushed to the energy line. And so they were playing their 0 cost just out to the front line, and I was thinking at this point maybe I should be playing these to the front line so that when he attacks I can just push him back into my energy line. But it happens later in my last game, or no, I don't think I recorded that game. I think I missed recording that game. But these 0 cost have step, so it's kind of tricky, because yeah, you can play that way, but if they just don't attack or use their step effect and just push these back to their energy line, now I'm stuck with my characters on the front line without generating energy, and that's what this deck was missing a lot of anyways. So they play this Karu out, which has an activated main ability of on the turn that is played, that they can protect one of their whatever this guy's name is, redhead swordsman dude. You protect one of him from from my effects unless I sideline an extra card. Kenshin. But it's a very, very, very explosive deck. So this card, this raid here, has the same effect where he doesn't KO, but pushes things to my energy line. But when attacking, he can trash one to restand himself and swing again. So I get a color trigger, which allows me to KO one of their 0 costs because it's 2,500 or less. I get a draw trigger, and then I get a final trigger, which I ignore. And just like that, I'm down to 3 life, and they're still at 7. So got a lot of coming back to do here. I finally get this CC down for the double energy generation, and then I can raid this Lelouch onto here, play and sideline that card, and then I don't have enough energy generation to play the other Lelouch, so I need to play this out to sideline this, and then I'll just sideline an extra card for the effect, getting rid of their board and attack again. And that's just 1 hit, so it's still 3 to 6. I still got a lot of building back to do. But what it looks like this deck struggles with is keeping that Kenshin guy on the front line, because currently they wouldn't have that extra energy generation, and I think my opponent talks about it in this turn. They should only be at 3 energy generation right now, but they do have cards to play around it anyway, so it doesn't matter that much at the end of the day, but it does make this turn last for a bit. So yeah, they do this. It's just sort of out of order, because then they use it to play this, and then I'm just fast forwarding here because yeah, then they noticed their misplay, so she would have only been at 1, and then this wouldn't have been able to be rated. So he takes back this card here, rests the character on my front line, so he just takes that back and then plays out one that he had in his hand to the front line, which would have activated her energy generation, and then he could have rated it on the one he had on this back line, and now he can attack in twice, but this way I don't have to take both lives. I just take the one and then block the other, pushing him to the energy line. So now it's my turn. I move him back to the front line, play this to the energy line, search top 5 for any event. I was looking for this President's Orders so I can try to play all this out like I thought I could, but it doesn't really work that way. I actually don't even end up playing this card, actually, now that I remember this turn. But we play this chess game to sideline him because he was only protected for that 1 turn. Or no, he wasn't. Yeah, she only protects the turn she's played, and he didn't play another protection. And then now I can raid in this other Lelouch, but I was debating on playing out the CC, but I felt like the removal was better, which it was, because now they only have 2 energy generation and they can't really swing with these 2. They do get a raid back in their hand, the double attacking raid back in their hand, and then an active trigger. So we're slowly making it back. I think it's more just because my opponent didn't draw correctly. I'm trying to think. I think I make a misplay in this next turn that costs me the game. But let's not spoil. Yeah, I'm looking through my sideline, just counting my events. Oh, I make a misplay either way, Let me recount my events real quick. Oops. Going back. Sorry, y'all. My microphone just fell. Please. Bruh, I need to get a new mic stand. Okay. Let me count this in my trash real quick. Click the trash down there. Yeah, play another draw one, trash one. Just looking for options to play. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I only have 4 pizza cards in my hands or in my sideline. So, yeah, I make a lot of misplays here. So they leave their front line completely open, and it's actually a good thing. I guess it's a good thing in hindsight that I misplayed. Drawing trash one. Oh, actually, no, I didn't, because then I filled it up with 6 anyway, so I could have won. Okay. So the misplay here, at my movement step, because I drew this for turn, so I have 4 in my trash already, and then because I drew this Lelouch for turn, I should have moved this up. Yeah, move this up, played this to my energy line, and then I would have drawn into the draw one trash one, which would have put 2 more pizzas into my trash, and then I could have played the CC with all her effects. But for some reason in my head, I just didn't think of that. I knew I had to go for game because I didn't believe that I could survive with just 2 life. So I should have moved this up. I think in my head I was thinking I need 4 energy generation, but I didn't think about replacing the energy. I don't know. It's been a long day. But I get both of these into my sideline and set that back up as active. So now I get to play this out, set her as active, give her impact, give her double attack. Not double damage, double attack. Took me a minute to find it. But I should have this melee in front as well, having 5 attacks here. But I make my mistakes because they get a draw trigger, I attack again, and they get a special trigger, which saves them from the game. Now I can only attack once more. They get no trigger, and so yeah, if I just moved up that melee, that was the game. But live and you learn. It's okay to make a misplay sometimes, but I will be crying about that tonight. And I gotta take these. I gotta figure out how to navigate these menus better. So they plan out their turn for a minute, so I'm gonna fast forward a little bit, and you saw my mouse there for a second that I realized that I was tweaking. I was like, why didn't I move any of these up, or at least play this to the front line, to have an extra blocker, especially knowing that they can arrest a card on my front line, and they have cards that are double or what you call it, that swing twice. And either way, they just move up their energy line and win. But this is a bottom decking. So they bottom deck the CC. I think they arrest. Yeah, they arrest the Lelouch like last time. And then they raid in that double swinging character. Yep. Yeah, I can attack it 3 times to 2 life, and I have no blockers, so there's not much that can save me here. Or there's nothing that can save me here, especially with no trigger. Even if that was a sideline trigger, that could have saved me, because he attacked out of order. If he had attacked with him first and that was a sideline trigger, I could have sidelined either one of these and then still had to take the next attack. So it was almost a misplay on my opponent's end, but I didn't get a trigger to save me, unfortunately. I guess he was worried about color triggers, taking this character out. But even in that case, you still got an extra swing with him. But GG's to my opponent. And let's go over to the next game. And we actually ran into each other again. I was looking for more games. I played a couple more games, but it just, my opponents were leaving early and stuff like that. I actually ran into him a third time. We played another game, but I didn't include that in this video. But I go first again, playing the Lelouch to the energy line, setting him up for his raid in the future. And I actually have the draw 3 CC in my hand. I just need to find my other ones, which I do. So as long as I don't trash her, play her, Donovan. Yeah, don't. There we go. Yep. Because now we can trash the Colin, because I don't need her that much. She's mostly for the array triggers. But now I get to draw one, trash one, set this as active, and then play this to search for a oh yeah, here I was debating to put her in the front line or not, but I put her in the energy line, just saying that I can take the extra hit if I need to. And then I'm debating that I don't want to lose any of these, but then I realized that I can just pick up the pizza and put it into the trash instantly, so it doesn't matter that much. So now they do get to attack Anne for free, basically, but it's fine. Oh, and the other reason why I wasn't going to play her to the front line is because she's actually at 2,500, so he would not win that battle against her, so she would not get pushed to my energy line, so she had to go there either way. But for the next turn, it's probably going to be the Lelouch to search in a pizza event, and then play the CC raid to trash that pizza event and something else from my hand to draw 3, hopefully finding another piece of the puzzle that I need, hopefully a raid Lelouch or the 3-cost CC. So they attack in and I get a draw trigger into a giant pizza, I draw into another giant pizza. So those are the 2 cards I'm trashing. From my hand with the CC raid, this I search the top 7 for a pizza card, I pick up. This is something that I think is like a sim issue or something. 1, 2, you can only run 4 cards, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4 giant pizzas just all at the top of my draw for some reason. My next draw would have been another giant pizza. I guess it's fine because I just add it to my hand, and then I raid the CC and have easy targets to trash. There's no debating on what I need to trash here. These cards aren't even that good in the first place, so I get to draw 3 now. And I find the CC for my double energy generation later. And then I'm also debating what else I might do. Okay, yeah, I just play this to the energy line. And swing in with this CC. Now, unfortunately, this deck really does go or perfectly counter this CC because she only has a one sideline effect to get the card from your trash to your hand, but they don't sideline. They push everything to the energy line or rest in this deck, or bottom deck, so it gets around my one sideline effects. But it's not too serious because that CC one sideline effect isn't like the craziest. So they play this out. I forget what that does. Oh, I think that grabs a cost of 1 or less from your trash. You can add it to your hand. Then they bottom deck the raid. And now I have 2 free attacks this turn. Actually, I think they raid and the double attacker here. Oh, they AP restand and then rate in the double attacker here. Yeah, they do a lot this turn. Draw a card. And oh, I think they play out another active one. Yeah. This one, this card is actually crazy. 3 cost, 1 AP. When played, you may place 1 card from your hand to your trash to set this as active, and it's 4K. And it has nullify impact. I don't know what in the world the balance was with that card, but now I'm facing 5 attacks just like that. I get a raid trigger, which I needed. Raid this in here, sidelining him so he can't attack again. Just checking my trash, make sure I got enough events in my trash. I do. Block, I get another raid. So this is where I made mistakes in this deck. I needed more double energy generators. Because the CC is my only double energy generator on my board, I decided not to raid this. Maybe I should have, to stop them from getting another attack in. Yeah, and then I could have trashed 3 and drawn, or trashed 2 and drawn 3. So maybe I should have. Maybe that was worth it, but it's hard to tell because of my poor deck building. So yeah, they attack in, and then there's the other CC. It goes straight to the trash because it's no trigger. Move this Lelouch to the front line. And play this to the energy line. Search for more events. I get no events, and I bottom deck all of my CCs. So now the one in my hand is basically dead. But, you know, we'll make it through. I AP restand, getting rid of... Yeah, I fumbled so much. I do another search, get another pizza card in hand, but that's all in my AP. And now it is up for grabs on losing cards. So yeah, this is also another mistake. Yeah, I should have attacked with this Lelouch first. I was thinking, well, you know, it still is true that, you know, attack with your most important characters, but they do get a raid trigger, which is just unfortunate. So now I can't attack with the Lelouch that's standing anymore because they'll raid him in, having a 4K, and he actually gets an effect to bottom deck, I believe. Oh no, move to the energy line, forcing me to move into the energy line, and he also has impact. So now I'm on the clock because I have no nullify impacts or 5K bodies that I can play out. So every attack that he swings is going to go through. And I don't have ran out of removal. This draw one trash one actually can't get me there. I need to play the CC to draw 3. Oh yeah, this one is 2 action points. You can play them active to field, and then if it's on the front line, you can place a oath not to kill from your sideline to your removal area, and then all of your Kenshins lose their during your turn effects, which basically means that when they attack, they do sideline. But I messed up here. I didn't realize that he didn't do it. So I was like, I can't lose these bodies, this Lelouch, so I didn't block anything, and then he has impact. So I actually go down to 1 life here, which is, I guess, fine because I get the special trigger. And actually no, it's not fine because I make another misplay. I don't know what I'm doing. I should have just sidelined this, impacting Kenshin, because this is a free block. He's only 3K and I have a 4K on board. You know, maybe maybe it's not a meme deck. Maybe I'm just bad. um, so I AP draw here, and I find the CC, the 2 action point CC that is, and move this to the front line, and play this to draw 1, trash 1, trash this, play the AP restand. I forgot to restand with the, I knew I messed up. I was wondering where did all my AP go. I forgot to restand from the pizza effect. It would have been restand from the pizza effect, play out the, that 2 action point CC, and then raid in the other CC to track over the one. Oh, Donovan. That hurts. That hurts. Man, I might have to scrap this video and just replay these games, man. Because now that I'm seeing the lines better, I probably could have won these games. So instead I play out the whatchamacallit. Yeah, I still end up raiding anyways. So many misplays here. Now I don't have anything in my hand to draw or to trash and attack with. I do think all of my abilities are here, technically speaking, because I did play out those last pizza cards into the trash. But I attack in for 4K all 3 times, and then they just have to lose 1 body. But that body has impact. Because I didn't sideline him with that effect. Actually, I think he had another one in hand. But because I didn't sideline him with that effect, I ensured my loss, basically. So yeah, pre-GG's in the chat. And yeah, he bottom decks something, and yeah, he has another one that pushes a card to the energy line and then swing with double impact. So I just take it. It's the raid trigger, the last removal that I needed, but unfortunately didn't get it. So GG's again to you. And then we have one last game, I think. Let me check. Is this the one? Oh no, this is a full game. So this isn't the one where my opponent left early. So yeah, good luck, have fun's in the chat, and I think this is a Kyoto JJK deck. Yeah. So, the deck I played a couple days ago, which is ridiculous. So playing this matchup is for sure. Actually, I don't even want to say for sure not my fault, because I feel like I'm going to see some crazy stuff that I should have played around. But this is fine because I started with my double energy generating, CC into my hand. So I do have the draw 5, or not draw 5, but look at top 5, add an event to my hand, sideline card from my hand, sideline my other searcher, and play this CC to the energy line. And now I'm pretty much ready for most of what they play next turn. The weird thing about this deck is this card here, this Toto, makes his little chump cards here his attackers. So it feels sort of bad to use my sideline effects or removal effects against these little chump cards when I know that there's better targets in their deck for it. Yeah, uses Toto effects to swap these two. Just takes a minute, so I'm gonna fast forward, and then he plays out another Toto to his front line. Attacks in with this, I get a draw trigger off this CC, and then attacks in with this other guy, and I get no trigger, but the pizza's in my trash. And that's not too bad. And I get another pizza in my hand, so. Yep, just play this, draw 1, trash 1. I should trash this other pizza in my hand, hopefully. I didn't trash anything. Okay, so I just cheated. Okay, like I said, let's not. Let's not. Good Lord. Okay, this is a very embarrassing video. I use the silent effect to sideline the Toto because that is a valid target, and then I sideline this Mechamaru just so he doesn't have, or he has less options to raid. I know he has one on his energy line, but at least he'll lose the energy generation at that point. Then I AP restand to play this CC out to my energy line early instead of waiting till all of my pieces were built. It's just something I was testing. I don't think it saved me in any way, but it was just something that I thought I'd try, especially because I didn't have the best curve out afterwards. But I attack in with the Lelouch and they take it, and then they get a raid trigger for the Mechamaru. Luckily enough, nothing on my front line they can sideline, and I had no sights for them to sideline, so they didn't play it. But then at the end of this game, I forget they have it and I make a mistake again. This has to be the worst I've ever played this game. But they AP drew and then domain expansion to get all their AP back. And then playing this Toto to their front line, and then the raid Toto. And it gains 2000 BP, and it is a double attacker for the turn. And it also can swap a card from my front line to, or swap a card, well, swap a energy card on my energy line and the card on my front line, but they decide not to and just use this Boogie Woogie effect to put them to the bottom of my deck and then get a free 3 damage and then draw because they have a Toto on the field. But yeah, this hurts. Take the double damage to get a draw trigger and an active trigger. Unfortunate. And get another active trigger. And it's even worse. Oh yeah, that was the mistake I made here. So I thought I needed, I just saw the Lelouch in the card art, and now I'm rereading the card and realized I didn't need to do that. I thought I needed to have a Lelouch on the board to get the 5k removal. It's events in trash, not Lelouch on the board. So yeah, I just misplay here. Or I AP draw to find a Lelouch when I should have just read the cards in my hand in the first place. So I play this to just cycle. I don't know what I did that for. Yep. And play this to the front line, and yeah, I've already forgotten about the Mechamaru. But yeah, I played. Why did I play that pizza out? That is not a smart play. What did I do that for? What did I do that for? They get another raid Toto, which is unfortunate. I'm really trying to figure out what I played that pizza card for. Anyways. Yeah, anyways, I've already forgotten about the Mechamaru that I gave them in their trigger, and now they just need to remove both the cards from my board. And as soon as I saw him play this, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. He can just raid in and sideline my Lelouch. So he gets sidelined because he sidelines at 3,500 or less. And then I think they have another Boogie Woogie here. Top bottom deck. The CC. Yep, Boogie Woogie bottom decking the CC, and then they just attack twice and take the game. Guy hit once, no trigger, And again, special trigger. So they attacked in the right life order. GG's to my opponent, but that is it for the games today. Now that I'm realizing, I mean, this deck it still isn't amazing. But now that I'm realizing how many misplays that I did make, I want to try it again. Maybe for a different video, maybe for like I know I said the same thing about the purple deck I played last time, but maybe I'll do like a closing video where I revisit the decks that I want to revisit, and this is going to be one of them. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the deck. I wouldn't want to make any changes because I don't know how many other cards. Oh, no, there are changes I do want to make. It's getting more CCs in here somehow. Is there any other ones that I'm not playing? Okay, this one I was not playing. Yeah, and these double energy generate. So yeah, maybe these. That's the only other CCs. Is there any other double energy generators? Oh, this just draws 2. It's no trigger though. What does this do? 4 more event cards. Sideline with step. Maybe. What is this? Oh, wait a minute. This might work out too. Okay, yeah, I definitely gotta revisit this deck because this might work out too. She has impact. She's like a baby version of this one. But yeah, so I would need to drop though 2 of these. I still want the pizza cards. Still want the CCs. 1 of these. I need to drop 5 more. Maybe just going down on all those. Then 3 more. Let's take those out for now. 1 more. To be honest, probably that, because I don't even like color triggers in this deck. Or in red. So maybe this. It just run 1 less color trigger than normal. Oh, I still need to drop 1. Help. Well, maybe this. Yeah. I'm gonna save this for later. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you want to see some more Union Arena content, hopefully tomorrow we'll have a more solid deck. We will I try to post every day of the week, taking weekends off, and you can subscribe to see more. So I'll see you all in the next one. Remember to support your local card shops, and goodbye.